Hey everyone, alright, today we're going to have a look at how to play the short but absolutely killer solo to Over the Hills and Far Away by the great Gary Moore, one of my all-time favorite guitarists. We're going to also include the very traditional Irish melody that intros into the solo, as it's a blast to play and fun to listen to as well. This will be part 2 in my 5-part tutorial series in which we're having a look at the solos to 5 of Gary Moore's most well-known songs. Still Got the Blues, Over the Hills and Far Away, Out in the Fields, Parisian Walkways, and finally Empty Rooms. So keep an eye out for all of those in the next couple of weeks. But for now, it's the solo and solo lead-in to Over the Hills and Far Away. So let's get at this and close in here a little bit and get started. All right, let's have a look at this great solo intro and solo to Gary Moore's Over the Hills and Far Away. We are in standard tuning and we are working in the key of E minor, and we're working within the E natural minor scale. And in a couple of positions here at the 7th fret. And here at the 12th fret. And so the traditional Irish melody that is kind of the lead-in to the solo, in the studio version, the first 4 bars of it, it's just penny whistles or tin whistles and fiddles. And he doesn't play at all. But my performance, which you can find right down below, I play along with it in this position here. And the whole thing is down-picked and the whole thing is palm muted. And live, he will often play along with it in that position, but the studio version he doesn't for the first, I think it's 4 bars. And then he shifts and joins, but in this position. But I'm going to show you how I played it, so because it's great fun to play. Now we're here on the 5s, 7s, and 9s of the A, the D, and the G string, so it's nothing too complicated here. It's a bit of a stretch from 5 to 9, but if you can get that under your belt, you'll have no trouble with this melody. Nothing too complicated there. And now the second time. One more time. Just got to grab that triple hit there at the 7th fret of the D. And now we shift up and play the exact same thing here in this position. And so let's just recap that and then we'll move up here. Now, we move up here, we're on the 12s, 14s, and 16s on the D, the G, and down on the B string with the half-step tonal shift between the G string and the B string on a guitar. When we get down to the B string, we have to play on the 13s, 15s, and 17s, though we actually don't get up to the 17s. So kind of like this. And the very final time, we go back to 12 of the G and back to 14 of the G before we move it to this. So let me just run through that melody in this position one more time slowly. And then we're into this. So we're sliding from 10 to 12 of the B, and then a triple hit at 12 of the high E. And then just riding right up the scale. With a little trill, little hammer-on release between 12, 14, back to 12. And then again. And this time you just bounce back and forth between 15, 12, back to 15 of the B. And then again. And that finishes the first 4 bars. Little string skip there if you're jumping from the 12th fret of the B up to the 14th fret of the D for a triple hit. And then you repeat the whole thing again. At the end of the second repeat, instead of doing this, you do a little scale run. Kind of like that. And in context, and that leads into the solo proper. So let's run through that whole opening Irish melody, and then we'll get into the solo. Can't help but tap your foot along to that. And then we're into the solo. Way faster. So we're starting on the 5th fret of the B string. Hit that, and then we're going to grab our whammy bar and dip it like, I don't know, 10 times. And then you're going to grab the 5 again of the B, pull it off to 3, pull it off to open. And then you're going to go back onto the 3, another 8 or 9 dips of the whammy bar, and at the very last second you're just going to slide your finger right up the neck, kind of like this. Down and back. And now we're into one of the hardest licks I've ever had to learn, and one of the most difficult licks I've ever played. It's just so fast, and it's so hard to squeeze all of these notes into about 4 seconds. And when I first heard this and was trying to figure it out, I thought, oh, he's doing tapping, you know, and I never knew Gary Moore to be one to do two-handed tapping. And then I watched him play it live, and I'm like, oh, he's not even doing two-handed tapping, he's doing it with one hand. And this is what he's doing. And I've seen guys on YouTube, not a whole lot of covers of this one, but a few of them are doing that. And that's not so bad, but that's not what he's doing. He's doing this. But very, very fast. and that's not even fast enough. So he's pulling off 8 to 5 to open of the B string 3 times. And then he's backing it up 5-7 to open 3 times. And then he's going back 8-5 open 2 more times. And then 7-5 open 1 more time. So it's kind of like this. Like that. 1 more time. And then he's fitting this in there somehow. I missed it in my performance. If you watch my performance of this one, I missed these 3 or 4 notes because it's just so hard to squeeze them all in. It still sounded good, and so I left it, but I was a bit disappointed with myself that I couldn't get these couple of notes in. But this is what he does next. So he's grabbing the 7 of the G, pulling off 7 to 5 of the B, and then pulling off 7 to 5 of the G, and then sliding back to 4. Kind of like that, but real fast. So kind of like this. Again. And then he's doing the scale run. Right up the E natural minor scale. And don't pick every note. Try to get a feel of legato in this. And maybe you won't even have time to pick every note. On the 4s, 5s, and 7s. On the G, the D, and the A. And then finish 7 to 5 of the A. And the whole lick together slowly. One more time. And then grab your bar, give it a couple of little tugs, and I tell you, that lick at speed, blisteringly fast. And that's still not fast enough. And then we're into this. So we're back into the original position that we played the Irish melody, bouncing off the 7 of the A with the 5 and the 9 of the D. And you do that twice. And then you're going to go D to A, 5 to 7, 9 to 7, down to the G strings, string skipping to the 9, or 7 of the G, back up to the 7 of the A. And then you're going to grab the 9 of the G, and if you can, give it a pinch harmonic. If you can find one. Where are they? And then we're into a little bit of tremolo picking. And that is going from 14 to 15 to 17 to 19, 20 to and then to a big full step bend at 22. And that's the whole solo. And so I'm going to run through the whole thing at a fairly slow speed before we're done. And that is how you play that one. Good luck with it. Good luck with that fast lick, squeezing all those notes in there. And I hope you enjoyed that. And anyway, thanks for watching. Give me a subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. That would be awfully nice. And we'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Cheers.